Gra, 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 gra. I know using gun sounds probably not the most biblical, but if you remember that Jesus is King, Jesus is Lord. He died on the cross, rose 3 days later, and you working on them convictions, and you got a relationship with Him, you doing better than most. Now, if you're clicking on this channel and you've been watching if you're a loyal person and you've seen a lot of trash content, not trash content, but trash quality, you know this is different already. Anyway, I've been working on this camera, this setup, whatever, all day. Um, it's definitely choppy right now. Definitely still not probably lined up with my mouth perfectly, but I do know I need to get this video out. All right, I do know I need to do this because when I'm reading James, feeling a little tug. If you don't know, I'm in Oklahoma right now. I study ministry outside of Tulsa at Oklahoma Wesleyan University. And if you're a minute in already watching this video, I don't know what you're doing because I'm not a vet, but you're already here. So try and lean in and get something out of this. You're already watching this. You're a minute 10 in now. You can click off. Okay, now the real ones are here. James 2. We're going to go through all of James 2. I'm going to try and do a chapter a day. We'll see. We'll see if that's what happens. My dear brothers and sisters, how can you claim to have faith in our glorious Lord Jesus Christ if you favor some people over others? How can you claim to believe in Jesus Christ if you favor some people over others? How clear can that get? Some of y'all need to hear that. For example, suppose someone comes into your meeting dressed in fancy clothes and expensive jewelry, and another comes in who is poor and dressed in dirty clothes. If you give special attention and a good seat to the rich person, but you say to the poor one, you can stand over there or else sit on the floor, well, doesn't this discrimination show that your judgments are guided by evil motives? How many of y'all show favoritism to certain groups, certain people? I know I do that. I know in some areas I do that. I don't even realize I'm doing that. Listen to me, dear brothers and sisters. Hasn't God chosen the poor in this world to be rich in faith? Aren't they the ones who will inherit the kingdom He promised to those who love Him? If you're poor, you have to have a lot of faith in the Lord. You need Him. It's tough. It's tough for a rich person to have faith when you feel like you've done it all yourself. But you dishonor the poor. Isn't it the rich who oppress you and drag you into court? Aren't they the ones who slander Jesus Christ, whose noble name you bear? This isn't just saying that all rich people are awful, though. Listen, try and take this in as for the context. Like, actually read it. Like, don't just think that all rich people are bad. That's not what's happening here. Yes, indeed, it is good when you obey the royal laws found in the scriptures. Love your neighbor as yourself. But if, hold on, let me move this out. Let me move this over a little bit. But if, wait, where was I? Love your neighbor as yourself. But if you favor some people over others, you are committing a sin. You are guilty of breaking the law. For the person who keeps all of the laws except one is as guilty as a person who has broken all of God's laws. Just because you pick and choose what laws you want to follow and you break other ones doesn't mean you're following everything God's telling you to do. A lot of us just pick the scriptures we want to read, and I do that too. I felt victim to that. For the same God who said, you must not commit adultery also said you must not murder. So if you murder someone but do not commit adultery, you have still broken the law. So whatever you say or whatever you do, remember that you will be judged by the law that sets you free. There will be no mercy for those who have not shown mercy to others. But if you have been merciful, God will be merciful when He judges you. What good is it, dear brothers and sisters, if you say you have faith but don't show it by your actions? Can that kind of faith save anyone? Suppose you see a brother or sister who has no food or clothing, and you say goodbye and have a good day and stay warm and eat well, but then you don't give that person any food or clothing. What good does that do? So you see, faith by itself isn't enough unless it produces good deeds. It is dead and useless. Now, someone may argue some people have faith, others have good deeds, but I say, how can you show me your faith if you don't have good deeds? I will show you my faith by my good deeds. You say you have faith, for you believe that there is one God. Good for you. Even the demons believe this, and they tremble in terror. How foolish. Can't you see that faith without good deeds is useless? Don't you remember that our ancestor Abraham was shown to be right with God by his actions when he offered his son Isaac on the altar. You see, his faith and his actions worked together. His actions made his faith complete. And so it happened just as the scriptures say. Abraham believed God, and God counted him as righteous because of his faith. He was even called the friend of God. So you see, we are shown to be right with God by what we do, not by faith alone. Rahab the prostitute is another example. She was shown to be right with God by her actions when she hid those messengers and sent them safely away by a different road. Just as the body is dead without breath, so also faith is dead without good works. Guys, I know I just started reading it like I was rapping at y'all, but hear me out. What it's trying to tell you is you can have all the faith in the world, and I fell victim to this for most of my life. I had all the faith in God. I believed he was real, but then I go and live a completely different way. Did I even know God was real? Like, there's power in his name, and there's so much power in his name that I shouldn't continue to live the same way I was already living. Like, your actions should reflect the God who you serve. It couldn't get more clear. It couldn't get more clear. And I can go on a tangent of, you need to do this, you need to do that. And yes, works alone isn't going to get you into heaven. Like, that's not what's going on here. It's not saying do good deeds, you'll get to heaven. You need faith. But if you have faith, why aren't your actions showing that you have faith? Why is it looking like you don't have faith? It's very straightforward. Like, go out. And even in John, I was reading how it's saying, like, you're known by the way you love. Like, you're known by that. So, like, why would my actions not show this? You let me know. I don't know what y'all think. Even Abraham right there, it brings it up. How, like, Abraham is shown, it says, Abraham believed God, and God counted him as righteous because of his faith. He was even called the friend of God. Like, yeah, Abraham believed in God, but, like, him going to almost sacrifice Isaac showed that he believed in God. Like, his actions had to prove it. I don't know. I thought that spoke to me today, so let me know what y'all think in a comment down below. Let me know if you like the camera, whatever. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.